Hello, my name is Russ Osnes. I practice in Minnesota, and we have two locations. One is in Eagan, Minnesota, called Yankee Eye Clinic, and the other one is in Rosemont, Minnesota, called Rosemont Eye Clinic. We have 6 doctors on our staff and 42 staff members. So we're very thankful for every one of them. They all do a great job. I've been with Vision Source for 15 years. I've been in practice for 30 years. And my role with Vision Source is that I'm one of the 2 state administrators here in Minnesota. We have quarterly meetings, and one of the things we do is benchmarking. And so I'll talk about that a little bit later, how Glimpse helps us with that. So I decided to join Glimpse because we keep a lot of statistics in our practice. We look at the numbers a lot. That's one of the things I'm pretty passionate about and interested in. We share those with our staff on our, the number of appointments we do, our production, our collections, family appointments, a lot of things that we track, and we usually post those on a graph and keep them on the wall so everybody can see how we're doing. I think it's really important that the staff be part of that process so that they can participate in the fun of seeing it grow and get better. And so the way we historically did that is we would look at the monthly reports put out by our medical record system, and then everything was always in retrospect of how did we do. And so we decided to go with Glimpse because it's much more real time. We can run a report for yesterday. We can look and see how we did. We can run it for the last week. You can run it for any time period, which is really great because it helps us know to a much greater extent how we're doing in real time. So, and if you're doing it in real time, then you can take action right away. You can see where things are going well. You can see areas of the practice maybe that need a little bit of attention. And so you can work on those right away instead of waiting till the month goes by and then trying to deal with that afterwards. So I think that's a really powerful thing with Glimpse, that getting those access to those statistics right away at just a couple mouse clicks rather than having to run a whole report out of the software system. Glimpse has helped us do that, or helped us in our practice by doing that, because as you keep statistics, anything you measure, of course, we know that if you measure it, it's just bound to get better because you're putting attention on it. But by giving us access to real-time numbers, it helps us take that action a lot quicker than we would otherwise. So we can get everybody focusing on, hey, we need to sell more transitions, or we need to focus on this or that, just whatever aspect needs attention. I think one of the other great things about Glimpse is it gives you a comparison to how your practice is doing over time, because you can do it for different time segments. Plus, it lets you compare to how other practices in the Glimpse community are doing. And it highlights where you're doing average, where you're doing better, and where you're doing worse. And so at a Glimpse, then you can actually see what areas you need to focus on to improve those numbers. So I think that's one of the biggest things. Getting those numbers is always a time-consuming challenge ordinarily. One of the things that we do in Minnesota, I began to talk about it a little while ago, was our benchmarking that we do in our Minnesota State group. And so there are some offices that participate in that and some that don't. And I think the ones that don't, the gathering the numbers is just too daunting of a task. And so one of the advantages of Glimpse is that it allows any practice that has Glimpse easy access to those production numbers. I think it's great that you can divide it up by, or you can click and see which doctors are producing how many dollars, what their number of lens types, second pairs, lots of things that help you measure how things are going in the practice. You can break it down by optician to see who's doing great with non-glare lenses and who's doing great with transitions and who needs maybe some to put a little more focus on those. So by breaking it down, you can look at what areas really need attention, and once you do that, then you can take action to make that better. So I think from a practice performance standpoint, Glimpse really offers a great tool to use to do exactly that. You can do it gathering numbers out of with the reports off through your practice management system, but it's just so time consuming. With Glimpse, a couple clicks and you have all those numbers right in front of you. It's really awesome.